Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Eagle Eye podcast, episode 19. And boy, we are here in a celebratorial mood after our great win against Pumas in the Clásico Capitolino in the quarterfinals of the Liga, which then, of course, means we are now into the semifinals. So we got plenty to talk about. We'll discuss exactly what happened in the first leg in Seoul, and then, of course, we'll talk a little bit about what happened against Pumas in the Estadio Seca on Saturday. And then, of course, we'll look forward to what should be an interesting tie against Santos Laguna. But before I get ahead of myself, let me introduce the main man himself, my co-host, Mr. Dylan Jimenez. Dylan, how are we?
Good, man. All my written finals are done, so I'm pretty much set for the summer already. So I'm feeling pretty good right now.
All right, you're in summer mood already. That's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, man. It's over. I'm just glad it's all over now.
Well, you got through the toughness, and now awaits the glory that is summer vacation. So hopefully that comes at a good point, because of course the World Cup is just around the corner as well.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for that. Wow.
So we got plenty to talk about. We'll dive in and see exactly what happened against Pumas, and I think a pretty surprising result in the first leg, which then of course determined the second leg. And then we'll look ahead into our Magic 8 Ball and see exactly what's gonna happen come Thursday against Santos Laguna. So you ready to dive into this?
Yeah, man, totally, definitely ready to get into this.
Alrighty. Well, let's jump into what was Wednesday's matchup against Pumas, which I think took all of us by surprise. America started scoring early in the game. By early, I mean even within the first minute, we already had a goal thanks to Mateus Uribe's header from a great cross from Renato Ibarra. That really kind of determined how the game was going to go afterwards. I was really surprised to see that we scored right away.
Yeah, I was really too. I was just sitting there, I had my books open, I had my laptop going on right here in front of me, and I have another monitor that I have set up. I had the game going on that one, and then I'm just sitting there reading, and then I look up, and it just boom, just happens real quick, and I'm just like, what the heck? So it caught me off guard, caught me off surprise, and I kind of scared my roommate a little bit whenever I yelled. And it's supposed to be quiet in the dorms too, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard me whenever I yelled.
Well, all right. At least they got a little bit of a notification if they weren't following us already through our live Twitter feed, which was amazing. We got that early goal, and I think afterwards, I think the way the team responded to that early goal, I think really determined exactly what was going to happen within the rest of the 90 minutes that still remained. This looked like a side that was willing and ready, and we were kind of fearful that it was going to be Ghost of Apertura's past, where we didn't get a goal against Cruz Azul in the quarterfinals, and all of a sudden now it's looking like we're finally bringing our shooting boots to the table.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it too. Whenever the season ended, ended the season against Santos, it seemed like, whenever we got Cecilio Dominguez back and Jeremy Menet back too, I mean, we're looking up to the way they were playing, the way they impacted the game whenever they got subbed on, and now we're seeing them perform at coming off injury too, and his performance at such a good rate and at a high level too. I mean, things are firing off on all cylinders right now, and things are looking great right now.
It does. It did. They're looking absolutely amazing, and hopefully we can continue this run of form all the way to hopefully the final. It won't be an easy matchup against Santos, but we'll talk a little bit about them in the coming minutes. Let's just talk a little bit more about Pumas, because really I thought this was going to be a Pumas side that actually maybe demonstrated a little bit more, because as good as we were on the pitch, I think maybe the fact that maybe Pumas lacked a little bit of what they were bringing to the table, that matchup against us on Wednesday, really kind of determined their fate.
Yeah, I can agree to that, man. I mean, necessarily, whenever we see the Pumas game too, obviously, things are going good for us. Everybody's connecting. We have the chemistry, the ball's rolling, and everybody just is in sync with each other. But whenever compared to the Pumas side, it just seemed like the players were against each other a little bit too, as well, which we saw in the second leg too, as well. The players arguing with each other, especially with Diaz. It seemed like nobody really cared what Diaz had to say. Everybody was fighting against Diaz. It looked like a little bit.
Yeah. I think overall it was a good result for us. Ultimately, leading up to the second leg, because of course it kind of predetermined how we can play that game. Let's talk a little bit about the penalty calls because I feel like some people will say that maybe we should have not gotten one of the. What was your initial reaction with the first penalty?
Oh, that one. Trying to recall that one. If I
If
remember that one, I think, yeah, if I remember that one, to me, I saw it and I was like, this is a soft penalty, um, really at most. But uh, given who the ref is and his history, it's some kind of controversy was bound to happen too as well.
yeah, that was that was always going to be kind of the main focal point when it came to the first half. But I think afterwards we kind of demonstrated that we were kind of just better than just that kind of maybe fluky penalty. And then afterwards, I think we demonstrated and we kind of just steamrolled after that. So ultimately, I like the way the team performed in that sense. We also obviously got a second penalty in the second half with Jeremy Menes, but that one seemed a little bit more clear. I mean, the goalkeeper was holding on
Hmm.
to the leg of who was it? Was it Oribe Peralta?
Yeah, it was a Peralta. Yeah, yeah. Some people were saying that it didn't really seem like uh, it wasn't a foul on Ibra, more like a foul on the goal on Puma's goalkeeper too. I'm just like, well,
I
I
doubt it because he was
mean,
holding on to him.
yeah, I was saying like you can see clearly he's holding on to him.
Yeah,
So,
no.
but there's always two sides of the story too, and there's always going to be controversy.
Yeah, and especially in a big game like this, quarterfinals, Liga, and add on top of that, it's a Clásico Capitulino. What more are you gonna be? What more can you say about that?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it is what it is too. I mean, it's in the past. So, I mean, what good can you change about it now?
Yeah, ultimately, I think at the end of the day, yeah, you kind of go on, and try to keep that aside, and then focus on your game, which is exactly what we did. And ultimately, it was I think it was the best Liga matchup I've seen in a couple years now from America. You know, it was exciting. It was thrilling. You saw that there was chance after chance. I mean, ultimately, it looked like a very very good game from us. And I think from a fan's perspective, you're kind of going into the semi leg a little bit, with a higher confidence than you did the week previous.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, the importance of having Jeremy Menez back and Cecilio Dominguez really made an impact on our team and really gave the team a boost in playing forward and having some creativity going forward too as well.
It's ridiculous how only two players can really change a whole side, but it's true. It completely changed our face. These two players coming into the starting 11. I think we spoke about it too last week when they came in against Santos Laguna. The fact that they come in and change kind of the whole perspective of the team, it's ridiculous. And especially Jeremy Menes more than anything. You saw the way he kind of moved and handled his way through the pitch. He seems very at ease with the ball. He seems very accustomed to the league already. It looks like he's getting his rhythm, his groove. This is exactly what you want from the Frenchman. So at the end of the day, let's not also take away part from what Cecilio was doing. What Cecilio does so well is he drifts out wide, pulls a couple of defenders his way, and whenever he does receive the ball, he's capable of taking said defender, one or two more players after that. And I think it's just the way that these two players kind of release the ball so quickly at times. It makes for the team to just kind of move and mold differently. And what helps too is the fact that you have these two players on the pitch. So you have Renato Ibarra, who is receiving a little bit less attention from defenders, and you have the likes of Mateo Uribe, who now is completely ignored in the sense that no one's really going to be picking up on him because, of course, in front of him you have Oribe Peralta and Jeremy Menes.
Yeah, I mean, just some the fact, dude, that like these two players really made the difference. I mean, um, in a sense, it kind of not necessarily sucks to say that, but like, you expect some more from the team too as well, because that's what the depth is for, to replace those players in case something like the injuries that happen, to keep performing at to the level that we know this team could perform with the depth. But it didn't happen till these players came back. Now they're back, they're fully healthy, and so we're gonna see great things going forward too in the Liga whenever we talk about Santos too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just before we continue this, I just want to say quick shout out to La Resaca Americanista, who's always giving us a little bit of their attention. So they mentioned on the chat right now, El América va a ser campeón. Knock on wood to that because we are here for that. We are here. If the America comes out champions, I think me and you will have to plan something epic for this podcast. But again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's so easy to kind of talk about a championship after such a great result, after such a great kind of steamrolling of a team. But let's remember, this was only 180 minutes for one team. We have another one coming up in a couple of days, and that one's going to need to, kind of have its own importance in the sense that it's a semifinal. It's a Santos Laguna side who easily could have finished second above us, and I think it's going to be a very, very close matchup. But again, we'll talk about that a little bit more. Let's just finish off Pumas while we still can here, and then of course again, shout out to Christian who says he's here as well. So make sure you guys do always come by and type on the group chat. We always like interacting with you guys, especially live on the show. It's very entertaining at times, especially when me and you kind of run out of things to say.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the people give us good ideas to come off of too as well, and some subject matters related to the game, not just the game, but also to club news and what we think about players and everything like that. So interact with us. It's fun, guys.
Yep. It's always fun to have you guys here on the live chat. So let's quickly just round up this whole game against Pumas in the CEU, and then we'll jump a little bit what happened in Estadio Azteca. I think, like we both mentioned, this is the best result we could have ever hoped for, and definitely the best result that we've ever seen in a Liga for a while. But I think you and I were talking about this, especially in the group chat that we have going on too. It was kind of very crucial that even though we were leading 3-1 at the half, that we kind of just didn't sit back, but we actually went and looked and for at least another goal, if not two, because that would have killed off the series. And we got that last goal. But even when we had that fourth goal, we had potential to score even more. But I think I think that just really showcased how important this was for not just Pio Herrera but the team itself to go out there and prove something. A lot of people were skeptical about us, especially the way we finished in second place. But let's remember, we only lost 2 games throughout the whole season. Yes, we did draw a lot of those matches, but I think it's fair enough to say that we definitely played like the team that finished second place in the league.
Oh yeah, definitely overall we did it too as well. Just some minor things to tweak out a little bit. We still played our game in the first leg, but overall, if we're looking at both games, I would see the second leg as a better game for us overall as a team. But at the end of the day, we went out and got the result. We pretty much finished off Pumas, like you said, in the first leg. After winning 4-1, and then we go to Azteca too, and the crowd's behind us. There's no way we're gonna lose that too as well. And like I said, we finished them off, especially after the first goal, after I see that Mateus Uribe score,
yeah,
I feel it then, I'm feeling it. I'm just like, oh man, this is going to be a good game. I feel like I'm feeling it. And then all of a sudden, comes the penalty, and then Mateus Uribe scores again, and then we get another penalty. I'm like, man, and then seeing the chances that we created, it wasn't just the same thing over and over again. There was a lot of options that we had, dude.
Yeah.
And it just made it so good. It made it so good, and I was just feeling it.
Yes, we talked about being versatile. We talked about being different, creative, and that's exactly what we showcased on the pitch on Wednesday. And I think it just shows you exactly by looking at the goal that Mateus Uribe scores off that Jeremy Menes pass. That is just a wonderful, wonderful rocket of a shot from Mateus Uribe. It's Cecilio Dominguez who then gives it up top for Menes, and then Menes does the great little fake as he's gonna shoot in, but actually kind of delays the defender's reaction because he then lets the ball go to Mateus Uribe, and then Mateus Uribe just rocket shots it, and then I guess the specialty of the house, which was Mateus Uribe golazo.
Yes, dude. I mean, there's nothing really to. I can't really put into words how happy this performance makes me, dude. I mean, after, like you said, we thinking that it's gonna be Apentura's pass, I'm just thinking it's gonna be a repeat. It just comes out with a bang, dude, and just like almost like a slap in my face, dude. Like here we are, like we're back. Like he thought wrong, and like it really did prove me wrong, man. I'm so happy for that.
Yep, there's nothing better in life than when your own team proves you wrong and they do better. And ultimately too, I think wow, I just had a train of thought and it's slipping off my mind. But this is the team that we always knew we were. This is the team. This is the side that we knew could do set things to set teams. We knew that we were capable of doing this. It was just the fact that we haven't been showing this for quite some time kind of puts you in a little bit of a kind of a panic mode. But the team came out, they performed, and by all means necessary. They deserved the result that they got, and ultimately at the end of the 90 minutes, the referee blows, and we walk away from Estadio Seu with a 4-1 victory.
Yeah, a great result, man. The result that we needed, the game to prove that we can be the best. Well, we are the best, but to prove that how talented the team is and how good the team can be too as well.
Yeah, to be able to showcase that on the pitch, I mean, it I guess it really brings everything home for that after that.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, and then the return leg too. We haven't even talked about the return leg either.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that right now. America then faces Pumas in a return leg. It's on Saturday at 5 my time, which was 7 o'clock your time. So 5 Pacific, 7 Central, and of course for all our East Coast friends, that was 8 o'clock. I think first of all we need to apologize because we weren't able to live tweet the whole matchup. We all kind of got stuck with a little bit of compromisos to attend to, but we were watching the game. For those of you who worried and panicked that we weren't going to watch it, and for some reason we were going to lose because of that, we had our phones with us. We kept a close eye on everything, and we did our best to kind of just tweet out whenever something important happened. So we do apologize for that. I don't think that will ever happen again. I think we'll be a little bit more professional in the sense, and and maybe find ways around what life throws at us. But we do apologize for that. But we promise you guys from here on out, we're gonna do much better with that.
Yes, definitely. I was just a Ivan tweeted me, "Can you do a big favor?" I was like, I was gonna ask for a big favor too.
Like I was about to
do the same thing.
We even had to reach out to a couple of friends of ours from the pod, and unfortunately they were they all had similar things to attend to as well. So it was quite funny to see that kind of roll down. But I think the only bright side about it was we did have that 4-1 advantage, so it kind of was a bit of a cushion. So maybe we have to thank America for that.
Yeah, really. I mean, you see that 4-1, and just like it kind of chill a little bit.
Yeah. So we definitely won't be chilling out this weekend because we pretty much know that it's not gonna be that easy. If you ask me, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So it's something that we'll preview right now later on in the show. But just kind of give you guys a heads up, we'll keep our eyes very, very close to that.
Yes, definitely. We'll tight eye. I'll keep 4 eyes on it to keep it at that.
Yeah, we'll keep it at that. 4 eyes exactly. So we'll keep you guys covered with everything, and we'll get to that just in a second. So let's talk second leg because we still managed to watch this game, not intensively as we wanted to, because of course you never really can whenever you're watching off your phone. My question to you is, did you have a doubt, the minimal most doubt that Pumas could pull off the comeback?
No, I really don't, and I think the first goal gave it away again too. When Mateus Riva scores within like the first 5 minutes of the game, I was like, well, I mean, we're definitely not stopping from the first leg. So I mean, no, I really didn't. I didn't have the slightest thing on mind. I was like, Pumas are gonna come back or nothing. No.
I will tell you this. I was a little bit worried because for some reason in the world of football right now, it's trending comebacks. Comeback seems to be the trending in all tales, especially in the Champions League. We saw what Roma did with Barcelona. We just saw how all this stuff going down, and in the world of football, that I was the teeniest tiny bit worried. But like you said, all those worries are kind of pushed aside whenever Mateus Uribe kind of scored that goal right away off that counterattack. And after that one goes in, you kind of get a sense that, hey, this is our game. Then no one's taking it away from us.
Yes, I mean that really gave him in. I mean, going kind of back to what I said earlier, whenever we were talking about the first leg, I feel like the second leg was more of our game than the first leg was a little bit. Just the simple fact that in the second leg we have more possession than we did in the first leg against Pumas too as well. I mean, obviously though, whenever if you don't see the scoreline, you see the stats, man. I mean, you're gonna probably think, oh, Pumas probably won, dominated America. Whenever they didn't, man, it was the complete opposite. America won, and it was the same thing again here today. And so, yeah, I mean, it's playing our game, man. That's all. That's all it was, and that's what helped us win too, as well. Just playing our game and going out knowing what we can do.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And going back to what you were saying, it was very good. I know you mentioned we had a lot more ball possession, a lot more passing, but I think overall we dictated the game and dictated the play much better in the second leg. I think
Hmm.
it really demonstrated how much of a team we were because we didn't have to go out there and score 3, 4, 5 goals on them. No, all we had to do was play smart, manage it, get under the skin, and guess what? It happened. It worked. They ended up leaving with a couple players in with red cards. And it's some of them were a little bit kind of dodgy, whether or not it was a red card or not. But ultimately, it was the Pumas players who lost their head rather than us. And we gave them no kind of no advantage in any sense whatsoever. And really, after scoring that goal, we put them in an even worse disadvantage. So I think yeah, we merit a much better praise in the second leg, even though it was just a simple 2-1 result. The fact that we were able to manage that so well, the way we kind of just dictated the play, and to mention, it could have been easily 3-4-1 afterwards too. We have plenty of opportunities way before that second goal even lands, which is a great goal by Ibarwen to
Hmm.
kind of highlight as well. Nice to see him get on the score sheet. Um, and I guess he's showing us that he has it in his locker room. It's just him actually kind of proving it a little bit more. But and with that said, we even rested Cecilio Dominguez and Renato Ibarra for this game. So I mean, that was even more of a worry. Like, can this team kind of perform like that? And they did. And I think kudos goes to the way the team performed all around.
Yeah, it should have been 2-0, man. Manchester should have kept that clean sheet.
Yeah,
I
that
hate to
goal.
call him out. I hate to call him out.
I don't
That
know, but
goal.
I mean, he was trying to anticipate the play a little bit, which granted is his own fault for that. But I mean, can you blame the guy? He had he had plenty of room for error, but not to say that he should have used it. But um, you know, I'm just kind of happy it was one goal because after that, I think maybe he realized that I knew he knew already it was his mistake. But after that, I think he knew that there was no way that they were gonna get past him again.
Yeah, if you go back and if you find the angle where they have the camera in the goal in the
Yeah,
corner, you can see like it barely inches by his leg.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I'm just I don't know. I mean, I just like to see him get beat near a post though.
Yeah, no, he was definitely anticipating. He was trying to get ahead of the game a little bit there, but
Hmm.
I mean, the way we were playing, I didn't want to really just kind of discredit him. So, actually, now that we're mentioning players, a big shout out to our two center backs who played an absolutely amazing game, and even more so in the first leg at Seoul, which was never going to be easy because Nico Castillo, like we've mentioned, is a beast, but was quiet for this whole 2 legs.
Hmm. Definitely, man. Definitely quiet and shout out to them. I mean, really. I mean that's probably what really was. You can tell a lot of hefty work too, especially keeping a young, not a young, a healthy Nico Castillo contained too.
Well, he's still kind of young.
Well,
Um,
yeah, he is. Yeah.
no, and I think it merits more of a highlight, these two partnerships, because we thought it was going to be a solely Bruno Valdez kind of task to keep him at bay, kind of like he did against in the beginning of the Clausura. But
Hmm.
you just saw these two defenders alternate. Edson Alvarez would go toe to toe with this guy. And Edson Alvarez looks like he's way scrawnier than Nico Castillo, but he did not care. He threw himself, he lunged at him, he gave him no time to breathe. I mean, if you ask me right now, Aguilera or Edson Alvarez, I think you gotta go Edson.
The debate's there. The debate's there.
Well, because I think
I
I
don't.
think the way that Edson just played these 2 legs, it kind of just showcased that he has such a good partnership and interchange with Bruno Valdez, that whenever Bruno Valdez stepped away, he kind of filled in that gap. When at times, sometimes maybe you think that both of them will kind of step away, But I think what Edson did so well was whenever he saw kind of Bruno Valdez maybe kind of be a little bit more daring like Pablo Aguilar, he had that kind of intuition to say, let me take a little step back just in case. And I think that's what kind of made the defense bulletproof.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I don't know. It's just it really. I think it
But
could
that,
really go either way with Miguel Herrera right now. I mean, because really you don't see Edson get a big shot until what, like whenever Bar Aguilar goes down too,
yeah,
against the but in Pachuca. I mean, which obviously I think the
didn't have a
Pachuca
good
game he
game.
didn't really have so good game, but
But
I
against
mean,
Pumas, he did.
yeah, against Pumas did, yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, it can go either way, I think, but I think I have to agree with you. I think I would go with Edson too at this point, but I think too. I read somewhere that is probably going to get a couple of minutes against Santos too coming up, which
Yeah,
I don't
I
know if
saw
you
that
read
too.
that. Yeah, so I mean, I just see how that goes, but obviously it's going to be Edson right now.
Yeah, hopefully. Even though we praise him, he kind of did commit the penalty, right? For Nico Castillo score. So,
Yeah. I mean, he did. So
I mean, it is what it is, but he's proven his worth, and I think that's the more important part here. So, uh, solely talking back about the second leg, I mean, is there anything that really stood out to you other than the fact that we kind of managed this game? Because I think the second leg can be described more as way more of a collective, group effort and a group performance than kind of the first leg. Because you kind of add a little bit more of an individual brilliance here and there. But I think overall in the second half, if you go back and you watch that, you kind of see the team moves as one. And I think that's really the main thing we take out of this.
no, I mean, like you said, there was really nothing else to expect. Obviously, I wanted a couple of goals too to get the team uh some momentum going forward too. But the team did what you thought it would do. It dictated the tempo of the game. They played their own game, and really that's all you could ask for in the second leg, because in the first leg, you pretty much ended it. And so they went out and they did what they did to finish out the series too as well, and they did that.
Yeah, which was nice, really nice to see. The team performed the way that they did. I mean, overall, I mean, what more can you say? So, um, anything you want to add on about the second leg or no?
No, no, I mean, pretty much covered it. I mean, just the way the team played. You even said it yourself. The team moved as one. It wasn't just one or two players. It was a full 11.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know someone just mentioned right now said I'm loving the positive vibes that the team has right now, and I think that he speaks for all of us. I think every Americanista in the world, whether you speak English or not, you're loving this kind of vibe that the team is bringing off and kind of radiating. Again, it gives you so much kind of this inertia that yes, we can go on, we can go forward, we could do so much more. That I think it's going to carry on onto the players, and hopefully make them have such a good semifinal. So shout out to you, thank you for posting that. um it really true is amazing to see this team kind of perform the way we always mentioned that they could perform. I think me and you saw it kind of from the beginning, the potential, and then what we had. It was just a matter of fact of them actually kind of proving what they had. The only worrisome part, I think some people would maybe agree to, is that we still yet to find Oribe Peralta. um I don't know if if we're ever gonna find him. Um, but hopefully he can come around. And then if he doesn't show up for the semifinal, maybe hopefully he shows up for the final and maybe score a crucial goal when this crucial goal is needed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the. I mean, like you said, that's the only thing you can really take away. I mean, it sucks still seeing them not be able to get on the score sheet. I
Yeah,
mean, something's got to give eventually for this guy.
yeah. Hopefully, maybe for like 3-1 or 3-1. No, we had that scenario and he still didn't take the penalty. Uh, I don't know. He needs to find some form. Because right now he's literally, we it didn't even look like we had a striker. Because it was
Yeah,
like Jeremy Menez and Mateo Zuribe kind of running the kind of things up top, and then of course when Henry Martin came in, uh, he seemed a little bit more of a striker than Uribe Peralta. So, I mean, ultimately, it was a good display. It was a it was a good showmanship from the team, and overall, I think we're very positive coming into this semifinal.
I'm real positive, pretty confident in the team too.
Yep. So now, before we move on into previewing the semifinal, because of course that's what we're going to go into right now, first, we want to thank every single one of you guys who are here joining us live, and also for all of you guys who, subscribe to us on iTunes and are following us on SoundCloud. Because of course, like always, you can take this show on the go whenever you want to maybe rehear some of our thoughts or some of our theories, or maybe you just missed a live show and you want to get caught up with everything Club America. You guys know that you guys can always follow us and take us on the go, download it, and listen to us on those platforms. So make sure you guys do have us on there. If you guys don't, I suggest you guys do, because of course we we always encourage that you guys kind of keep a close eye on us. And also, if you guys haven't done so yet, make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter. It's at Eagle Eye Pod. Again, that is at Eagle Eye Pod. We have you guys covered with news coverage, live tweets, which maybe we didn't have so much of on this last Saturday, but we definitely will have you guys covered from here on out, and even rolling over to the World Cup, and we'll have more news about that in the coming weeks. So make sure you guys do stay kind of tuned to your guys' Twitter feed, because you guys never know exactly what we might tweet out. So Dylan, are we ready to preview this the semifinal against Santos?
I'm ready.
Alrighty. So, for those of you who do not know, even though I've kind of mentioned this for quite some time right now, America will be going up against Santos Laguna. It will be second place against third place. Santos coming away from maybe kind of pulling the upset against Tigres. Is that fair to say?
I guess in a sense and in a fact, yeah.
Because Tigres had
compared to the seedings.
The Tigres had the 2-0 lead. Everyone thought, wow, Tigres are going to do it again. They're going to kind of make their way into the Liga and win it all over. But I think Tigres did their own downfall in the second leg.
Yeah, I think so too. I couldn't believe that happened. That
I couldn't believe
Santos
the last
came
goal.
back. I didn't see the last goal. I was just keeping up with it. I didn't see nothing.
Oh my God, you need to watch it. It's literally a Janini Tavares shot from outside the box. It looks like it's going pretty strong, but in a very, very comfortable goalkeeper save.
Yeah.
And Nahuel Guzman just for those of you who watch Univision, he had the Felix of the of the week. So he probably looks a little bit shameful. Which I read he might be leaving Tigres. I don't know. It's it's not our it's not our place to kind of make comments on that. But yeah, it looked like maybe a weak shot from Giannini that Nahuel could have done better. But that's neither here nor there. They qualified. They've made their way through, regardless of how they came in. They are our next opponent. And funny enough, we played them just maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I guess you could say about 2 weeks ago, a week ago.
Yeah,
so somewhere around there.
Yeah, we played against them, and wow, it was not a good game for us. But again, maybe following off what we did against Pumas, we'll definitely elevate our game to go and play against Santos. Who, let's face it, I even in the group chat they mentioned it right here that Santos will be missing two of their striking options, which is going to be Janine Tavares. Looks like he's got an injury, and Rodriguez, the Uruguayan, has a red card. So two very important players that maybe could will definitely help us in the long run, that they're not going to be there for the first leg.
Yeah, definitely going to be probably not necessarily an easy night for the back line, but won't be such a dangerous one, I guess you could say, too, as well, with two options right there, starting options out of the thing too, as well, out of the lineup.
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, if you're an America defender, maybe you're kind of looking at it a little bit more with a comfortable mindset, but still doesn't mean we can get comfortable back there. We still need to be tight, and we need to show up and kind of make the results happen. Ultimately, is there anything else that news wise? Well, it looks like we mentioned Aguilera might come back, but don't expect him to start. I think everyone besides that is fit, ready to go. We have no.
I think if I remember right, I think I read somewhere that Mendes didn't even train today.
That's interesting.
I don't think he's fit. I don't remember saying if it had an injury or anything like that, but I know for a fact that he did not train today.
Okay, well, we'll definitely keep a close eye coming in the next. So I'm pretty sure we'll get more news about it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Larasaka and Medic needs to tweet at that.
Alrighty. So Larasaka, shoot us with maybe a little bit of a knowledge comment. We didn't do our homework. We're sorry about that. No, his back was hurting. Look at that. Christian coming in clutch
Yeah,
with us. His back was
yeah,
hurting.
that's
Okay.
right.
Well,
Yeah,
hopefully, a little bit of icy hot, a little bit of, warm tea, a back massage. I have seen the vestidores, the kind of where they kind of, the locker rooms. They have they have literally these kind of two places where where a player can go and kind of get a massage before a game. So, I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I expect the Frenchman to be back for the Santos matchup. Hopefully, we never know. Maybe he's resting at home right now watching this. So
yeah, maybe yes. Hi,
we
Jeremy.
Jeremy. I don't even know if that's correct, but either way, it's gonna be a good it's gonna be a good matchup. I think it's gonna be an even closer and tighter game than it was against excuse me, not Santos who were playing against Pumas. I don't think it's gonna be that open. It's not gonna be that easy. Um, to be honest, I think we're gonna struggle a little bit here. But if we walk away with a goal and an advantage in that sense that maybe we walk away with a 1-0 lead or a 2-1 win, I mean that's that's I think that's the best bit of news we can get.
Yeah, definitely, man. A goal. I mean, even if it was just one goal, like you said, a 1-0 win. We got to get that result that we were talking about, getting a result, and so that's what we need to go out and do. I'm pretty sure we can go out and play our game, dictate the tempo like we have been the past two games too as well against Pumas in that series. And so I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that we can control this game too as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Let's talk a little bit about lineups, and then we'll talk a little bit of what this team can do in order to secure a victory at the Santos Laguna Stadium, which I believe is the Stadio Corona. And then because there's a very good question that's being posed right now in the comments that I haven't read about. It's whether or not Henry Martin should stay. I mean, should stay. Obviously, he should stay. If Henry Martin should start instead of Oriol Peralta. What's your take on that?
I don't think so. I feel like Corriba still gives a good presence on the field as being the captain of the team too as well. I mean, yeah, I mean, you haven't seen him really, I guess you could say in a sense, produce like whenever it comes to scoring goals or possibly giving assists. But with how deep he falls back and almost into the midfield, really, it does start right there too with him as well. So I mean, no, I mean in a sense too, because Henry can't play in that sole lone striker spot too that Oribe can play too as well. And I still think that Oribe and Mene partnership is still good for the team too as well. So I don't really think Oribe should be benched. I think he'll start come Thursday and Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I think Henry Martin maybe. I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, and I
Hmm.
loved
Yeah.
his energy and his work ethic and all that stuff. I think it's wonderful, but I think it works so perfectly in the second half. Once there's tired legs, once the team's kind of looking itself, in its own reflection and kind of wondering, that's when you bring on Henry Martin. That's when you kind of bring in his kind of potential to do what he does, and hopefully that's cause a little bit of disturbance up top, and as well maybe find himself in a clear cut opportunity to score a goal. But I think you mentioned it. It's the fact that maybe he's lacked productivity, and maybe because he's had so many opportunities before to score goals that he doesn't really put them in the back of the net. And sometimes it's not even the fact that he can. It's just he kind of takes the wrong decision in the sense that maybe he should have shot it with his left instead of shooting it with his right. Maybe he should have taken that first time instead of trying to take a touch. And it's kind of these kind of little things that maybe kind of ponder in the back of your mind whether or not he's fit enough to be kind of the starter besides before Rio Peralta, because I think maybe you still have a little bit more faith in Oribe than you do in Henry Martin.
Yeah, I think so. And kind of go back to, I mean, I don't really see nobody to give the captain's armband to unless it was Oribe Peralta to starting. I mean, me personally, I kind of don't. I really don't see nobody else. Maybe Mateus Uribe, but really, I don't see nobody else. I mean,
Well, I mean, our
obviously,
second captain is
it,
Paul Aguilar.
yeah, I know, but I mean, really, I don't really
Yeah, I don't really like him as a captain
think,
either.
yeah, I don't really like him as captain either. But I mean, yeah, you're right too. Like, I know Uribe gets subbed off, it's going to go to Paraguay, but I don't know. That's just me. I don't really see nobody else.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe Oribe kind of brings maybe a little bit of an extra presence sometimes in the box. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Liga too. You never know.
That is true because we were all expecting a very boring matchup against Pumas, but I mean, look, the team kind of turned it on its head. So hopefully they can do the same. Hopefully they can do the same. I don't think they will because it's gonna be a very tough match against an even tougher opponent. Santos is no easy picking. But I think if anything, we can definitely walk away with a very good result.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the results what we need, man. If we're gonna, we got the return link too in Azteca, so I have no doubt we can close this out.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. Now, give me your starting lineup. Give me your starting 11 for Thursday.
I really think it's gonna be the same lineup that it was Wednesday against Pumas, which was Marches Scene, Paul Aguilar, Edson Alvarez, Bruno Valdez, Carlos Vargas. On the right, Renato Ibarra. On the left, Cecilio Dominguez, um, Guido, and Mateus Uribe. Menez behind Uribe Peralta.
Yep, exactly what I'm going with, my man. Exactly what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, if you look at it, man, that's really our strongest lineup.
It is, and it looks like it's the lineup that can get the best result.
Yeah, really, it really is, man. And I'm really hoping that Uribe and Mendes partnership is really going to connect this time.
Yeah, it looks like it was kind of working, but I mean, now here's another opportunity to see how that partnership can flourish.
Yeah, because I don't, if I remember right and what I read too on SofaScore, I don't think Uribe Peralta had a shot at all in the second leg against Pumas.
Wow, that's more than troublesome. But I
Yeah,
mean,
it really is.
maybe it's to say what his game is nowadays. You know,
Mm,
it's more of a passer than it is more of a sharpshooter.
yeah, but I mean, we'll see. Maybe he'll slap us in the face and prove us wrong.
And that's what we want.
Yeah, that's really what we want. Yeah.
This is the only episode you want to get slapped in the face by your team. So do it, America. We challenge you. We 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 call upon you to to come prove us wrong and slap us in the face because ultimately that means where you guys are going to do good. So I agree with you in the lineup. I think it's going to be exactly the same. I think we could probably see the same kind of maybe tactics as well. You know, try to rush them, catch them off guard, do what we do best, and that's kind of straight from kickoff, get teams uncomfortable, put them in awkward positions, and if you have the opportunity, score from there.
Yeah, definitely, man. And also comes down to playing our game too, man. I mean, all this team's got to be in sync, move as one, too, as well. All 11 players, not just one, not just two players, you know.
Yeah,
And that's the way the teams are playing against Pumas too. And you know, it's just a matter of taking that and moving this over to the Santos series too.
yeah. I see on the chat that said, "Do you think Rodriguez will be a factor in the game?" I assume that he's talking about Guido Rodriguez, and yes, yes. I think even in the game against Santos in the regular Clausura, the last game we played, he was very kind of detrimental to how the team was playing, especially when Jeremy Menes came in. I think the fact that he kind of held that midfield even a little bit more stronger than previously gave the liberty to Mateus Uribe, gave the liberty to Menes to kind of do his thing because Menes drops pretty deep sometimes too and kind of fills that centerman role, which helps alternate with Mateus Uribe. So I think he's going to be very, very vital. He's going to be very crucial. Will he be the number one deciding factor player in the game? I don't think that's for us to call. I think it's probably going to be one of our more attacking players.
Yeah, I think so. Guido covering all the space, you know, space of two players, and getting the job done. You know, definitely a key factor to the midfield too, as well in that holding spot.
Yeah, I guess you could say Guido's gonna Guido. So I think
Basically.
well, I think from that perspective, we can I guess we can rest assured in that sense because, like we said, he's excelled to such high potentials, and and I think he's going to keep performing because let's face it, he's on the brink of maybe making a preliminary World Cup roster, and I think he's going to take any chance that he can to kind of showcase that, hey, I'm a very viable option. So it's should be interesting to see what happens. Dylan, I believe we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Okay. I want to apologize for that because like we tweeted it wouldn't be a podcast without a little bit of technical difficulties. So I'll just kind of proceed here and I'll kind of just keep on going and keep on talking. So Santos will definitely not be an easy team like I kind of keep mentioning because I think at home they're gonna be a little bit more solidified. They're gonna be much, much tougher on the aspect of they're not going to break as easily. They're going to be a little bit more kind of a unit. Then they're not going to be kind of just all over the place. They're smart. They know what they're doing. And I think, they're going to be missing a couple of good players. Like we mentioned, Danny Tavares is going to be gone. Rodriguez is also going to be gone. So, I mean, at least for the first leg. So it's in that sense, I think they're going to try to use the counter attack as much as possible. They're going to use Furch a lot as well, which he's going to be a very, very important player for them with the fact that Jenny Tavares is gone for the remaining of probably the first leg, and afterwards then we could probably talk about what he could bring to the table if he does come for the second leg. Dylan, are you back now?
Yes, this damn school Wi-Fi. I'm telling you, man. I pay so much money just to get this kind of Wi-Fi.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Maybe hey, maybe the show should be sponsored by what's the biggest Wi-Fi company down there?
I guess Suddenlink. I don't. AT&T maybe. I heard AT&T Wi-Fi sucks. I don't know.
You know what? Whatever. We're gonna go. AT&T, come sponsor us. Come give my man his own free little Wi-Fi hotspot. So whenever we do the podcast, these kind of technical difficulties don't occur. I was just kind of mentioning to everyone that Santos is not gonna be no easy picking for us, and they're gonna be more organized than Pumas. They're gonna be very, very well disciplined in not just tactically, but kind of the way they move around on and off the ball. What do you think is their best chance at getting them a little bit to maybe kind of lose their shape and lose their kind of tactical form?
I think it's really still it's gonna rely on our game, the way we play the game, the way we hold the ball. It's gonna come down to frustrating them too as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure we get frustrated in the way teams have been frustrating us all season two as well when it comes to just sitting back a little bit, absorbing some pressure, and we got a pretty good counter going too whenever we catch them on the break, and so pretty sure we can get that going too as well.
Okay, interesting because I was actually saying that maybe they're gonna try to play the counter attack because they're missing Johnny Tavares because they're gonna be missing the Uruguayan Rodriguez. I think because of that, maybe they're gonna be a little bit standoffish. They're gonna invite the pressure and they're gonna try to get us on the counter.
Who knows? Maybe, I mean, yeah, I see that too as well. But at the same time, man, and like I said, just playing our game. Really hard to frustrate the Santos team too as well. That they're such a good team too as well, and seem to be players won the whole season too as well.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very, very good side, and of course now they will have a little bit of absences, but overall it's still a good, still a good squad. I think one of their danger man is going to be Brian Lozano, who just recently has signed a new deal with them. He has officially left America's paybook. He will be now an official Santos Laguna player for till 2021. I think is what I saw on Twitter. He officially is kind of out of the team. It looks like numbers haven't officially been reported. There's speculation that we might be getting a player for this deal. Would be interesting to see. You sad to see Lozano go, or are you really kind of about it?
I'm just kind of about it.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually becoming a really good player. And to be honest, in this matchup, he probably will be kind of one of those key danger players that we should keep an eye on. But from the perspective, I don't think we've lost the best player in the world. He will come out to be a really good player, but I think we lost someone maybe kind of like El Rifle Andrade, some sort of player like that. Not the player that's gonna be the game changer, but definitely a player that could come in handy.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I really don't see him in the squad with the depth and the players that we got right now too.
Oh no, and especially the fact that he's a foreign player.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, I just kind of want to put that out there because, of course, it's still kind of relevant to our news. So that is kind of that on that sense. Who else do you think might be a danger player? I also mentioned Furch is probably going to be their main target coming up this Thursday since they won't have Janini. But besides maybe those players, who else do you think poses danger on our side?
I can't really think of nobody. Really, just the players that we've mentioned and talked about. I don't
I
really
think
have
if
nobody
anything,
in mind.
Osvaldito,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, I think so too.
who
I
had a
think,
pretty good free kick
yeah,
goal.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely too. And
So
for America too.
yeah, former America player. So,
So I mean, the
but
tensions will be there.
yeah, who knows? Maybe since they're former America players, maybe they have a kind of a clause in their contract that whenever they do play against us in a semifinal, they automatically need to get a red card.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be bad.
I mean, I'm just saying, if that was part of their clause, whoever wrote it is a genius. So, hopefully they added that on there.
Yeah, hopefully they did.
I mean, what are the odds you're gonna face against your former team in a semifinal? It's maybe it's 9-1. I don't know. I'm not a good stats person, but maybe they'll do us a favor.
Yeah, hopefully, well, man, it's gonna be the tension's gonna be there facing a former side, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to come out and show out.
Yeah. But I mean, if we were talking retrospectively going back and forth, I think maybe Marchesín and Oriol Peralta probably maybe have something in their clause too. So,
Yeah, probably. So,
maybe we ignore them. Maybe we ignore them. Never mind. Just go out there and play your game, and I think as long as we do that, I think we mentioned that we definitely will be fine. I think let's talk results. What do you think coming out of Estadio Corona? Which one? What couple of results do you think are good and manageable? And then maybe we'll talk about the not so good.
obviously, anything with the win. I really think it's gonna be a 2-1 win for America. Um, even if it was a loss, I think a 2-1 loss, I still think that's pretty manageable in Azteca too.
Yeah, I think an away goal is exactly what we need.
Yeah,
One or two.
I'd be happy with 1 or 2 away goals too as well.
Yeah. Regardless of the result, I think a draw 2-2, 1-1, it's phenomenal for us. A win is out of this world. And maybe even the loss 2-1 is still manageable. So let's maybe not, kind of throw our hat away. So let's do something that worked so well last podcast. Let's talk scenarios here. Let's assume that America walks away with a good result. Uh, for example, a decent victory. Nothing too crazy like against Pumas, but maybe something where you have a 1 goal cushion. How do we approach this game in the second leg in the Estadio Azteca, knowing there's so much at risk that you're so close to a final, but yet it's only a goal difference. So how do you think the team should go about it?
I think the team should go about it like in a sense applying some pressure here and there. Not necessarily the full 90, but I mean you're gonna have to apply some pressure to be able to get that goal and really just kind of keep the team guessing a little bit too. What's the creative ways we can have to actually score goals too, not just going to Renato Ibarra and crossing the ball in like it was towards the end of La Apertura, the season, not Apertura, then the Clausura too before the Liga started. Just keeping this team guessing, keeping the defense on their toes, and seeing if we can catch them off guard too as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's gonna be important that we kind of go off that sense that we go into this second leg knowing that the job isn't done. You got to go out there, keep performing, do what you've been doing, and then of course with that will definitely come the result. Be versatile, like we mentioned. Be creative, especially in the first leg. You're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to try to find a way to catch them on their toes, um, and then and keep them guessing. At every other second. And if it comes down to the side second where we only have about a goal difference, or maybe even a draw where we have an away goal, I think the smartest thing to do is to not maybe get so worked up, so winded up that you're kind of chasing the game when you really all you need to do at that point is manage it. Smart. I think the smarter you are in a situation like that, the more chances you have of being able to walk away with a good result. The team showcased that they have very good. They're very smart soccer wise. They,
Mm-hmm.
they they know what to do. They know how to do it. It's just sometimes obviously players get a little hot headed. They get a little bit impatient. But let's remember, and this is definitely going to go true when we talk about the worst case scenario. It's 90 minutes. They seem to go by fast only if you make it go by fast. You have plenty of enough time as long as you're smart and you don't overcommit to anything and you don't over exaggerate as well with any situation. So I think if America is smart enough, they go in there with an advantage, they manage the game and possibly get some on the counter attack like we did against Pumas. And I think from there on, it's just our game to manage.
Yeah, if it is 2-1 in the first leg and we take it to the second leg, not necessarily be fully aggressive the whole 90 minutes, but not be so conservative either. Just kind of
Yeah.
find that sweet spot in between.
No, I agree with you. Agree with you completely. Now let's talk worst case scenario. Let's say we are down 2 goals. 1, 2 goals. I mean, that's most likely can happen. You never know. It happened against us in the Chiconca champions against Toronto. And then I keep coming back to this because we thought that, that home advantage would have been exactly what we needed to get over Toronto. Still wasn't enough. How do you think the team manages that? How do you think the team would go about it, especially after coming off such a high against Pumas to kind of get kind of brought down to earth in that sense? How do you think that would play against us in the second leg?
Well, if we're down like 2, 3 goals, obviously, I feel like Miguel is gonna be all out, full attack. I feel like Miguel is not gonna want to leave Santos with any space, and we're gonna put the pressure
Yeah,
on Santos to go out, and also, in a sense too, like I said, if it was a 2-1 going in that we won, we're gonna have to be creative. We're gonna have to keep the defense on their toes too, still as well, because we have those options now. We see those different options that we have creating to go towards goal and getting some shots on goal, and as well finishing too as well.
yeah. I think outside the 18 yard box shots are going to be important. They're going to be crucial in whatever situation you're at. Um, I think the players are already kind of facing this in a semifinal against Toronto. Of course it's gonna bring back bittersweet memories of what happened in the Estadio Seca that night. But I think these players have matured in the sense that they know what they did wrong, they know what they're capable of, and if the scenario was to be presented again, I think they would look kind of with a good head. They'd be sturdy about it, and then they know that they'd have to come into this much better than they did, and they approached it against Toronto, and I think maybe that failure maybe will play a very good role in the semifinal if we do find ourselves against the wall in that sense, because it wouldn't be the first time, and it definitely would show character to see how these players can reverse the situation than what they weren't capable of doing in the Conca Champions.
Yeah, man. Just a little bit of a bittersweet memories, like you said. I feel like now with that happening, I feel like the team knows what to do. I feel like Piojo knows what to do. I feel like he can tactically switch things up if he needed to. And so, I'm feeling pretty comfortable, feeling pretty confident about this series coming up with Santos.
No, yeah, definitely. But with that said, give me your prediction for Thursday.
I got 2-1 win, the
2-1
Medica
win.
win. Hmm.
All right, I'm going 1-0 win for us, and then of course, we'll uh, we'll definitely see how the game is managed on Sunday. It'd be a little bit crazy to try to give a prediction after that. You never know what might happen, but
Yeah.
I think again we're comfortable that we can get a good result here.
Yeah, definitely comfortable. I mean, we've seen the team play, and it's still crazy to think how two players can make a difference too in that sense too as well. How the team came back the way it did against Pumas.
Yeah. And don't forget, people, we are confident, but we aren't overconfident. We're not saying we're going to win this by easy. We're not saying we're going to steamroll Santos. In no way do we already see ourselves clinching the title or see ourselves playing in the final. It's important that we kind of keep a very cool, calm head, a very level mindset, a very focused and determined mindset, because the moment we start kind of assuming and kind of going into this kind of perspective that this is ours, there's no way we're going to lose this, that's when things tend to go south. And I think that's maybe what we were doing in the Conca Champions as a fan base too. We kind of gave it to us in the sense that we haven't won it yet, but we kind of already saw ourselves winning it, um, and then kind of gave ourselves that title. Maybe just be a little bit more calm in that sense, and then after that, definitely keep going and see wherever this team can go, because we know this team can go far. We know this team can win this title. It's just a matter of them kind of proving it on the pitch.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely want to win this title because I feel like Miguel Herrera still has a lot to prove in the Conca Champions next year too. Whenever that happens again, because pretty sure the team, and not just the team, Miguel Herrera too, was disappointed with how the exit was too as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. And as a fan base, that's the only thing that salvages a season,
Hmm.
is a trophy.
Yeah. So looking forward to that because I know Piojo's itching to get back and finishing the right way.
Yeah, as he should, and as we should demand as well. So hopefully that will encourage him to go forward and and seek that 13th title.
Definitely, man. Just 13th title. I'm waiting for that, and then I will paint my Mustang that I sent you on Snapchat. I will paint that blue and yellow.
Blue and well, it's already
But
blue, so I mean,
it's already
add a
blue.
little
Just
bit of
throw some
paint
yellow
on
on
it.
it.
Yeah. I will. I don't know. I'll paint something yellow and blue as well. I'll figure something out, and I'll showcase to the world my true America spirit. So, anything you want to add on about this semifinal preview against Santos?
Not the semifinal preview against Santos, but I do want to add something on. Can we give a little bit of a shout out to Joe Corona? I think Joe Corona has been having a pretty good season with Medico so far, and it's just been so quiet. And he really, really came out and showed out against Pumas in the second leg.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Definitely. Shout out to you, my man. I mean, he's kind of being the player that no one expected him to be, but we
Hmm.
kind of expected him to be. It's weird in the sense, but we know he's capable, but we weren't expecting it. But the fact that he's delivering, it's just and maybe he's delivering more than what we expected, to be honest. But he's been, I mean, exactly what you need. He's
Hmm.
I don't think any player wants to be called this, but he is such a great alternative off the bench. Whether it's maybe swapping him out during second half, or maybe he's playing in for someone who has a little bit more of tired legs the next game, he's just so well at what he does that whenever you stick him in, he's gonna perform.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. To me, it just seemed like people were just quiet about him whenever he's been having such a pretty good season with the Medica too.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it's a good thing that maybe it's a little quiet, because then maybe no one wants to take him. But
Yeah,
wait, he's on
maybe.
loan, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
I, I, I think so. I think he is on loan actually,
Because I think the only one that was official purchase was Henry, correct?
and and Vargas too. No.
Yeah, Vargas is. Yeah. Vargas was in
Okay,
the
then
Apertura.
yeah, I think it's just them two. I think Corona's gonna.
Yeah, because I
I
think
think
Corona
Corona's on loan.
is like Aguilera's on loan too, no? Or is he official too? I can't remember. Let us know,
I
people
can't.
down below. Call us up 1-800-265-5587. Let us know whether or not either of those two players were loaned or bought out. I can't remember. But right before anything, yeah, let's give praise to Joe Corona. He's been doing absolutely amazing things.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, I really hope he kind of stays now, just so we can have that option off the bench if needed.
Yeah, such a great option off the bench. He's so reliable too. And it sucks that Guido Rodriguez is in front of him, but I mean, he just does such a well job. And then when you pair them both together, it's like you have six center backs. It's
Basically.
it's amazing though, because they're so well at what they do. So I mean, kudos to Piojo for bringing in Corona, because I think without him, maybe our season would be looking a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Very true. You know, most of the players from two were players that previously played on Piojo too. So
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy to see that, and they still thrive too.
yeah. Well, he knows what they're capable of, so I'm sure that's why he brought him.
Yeah, yeah, very good, Piojo. So kudos to you, Piojo.
Yeah, finally, we giving a little bit of praise to the man behind everything. But if he wins the title, we'll give him a lot more praise.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. We'll call him out on Twitter. Do like, hey, good job. Come join. Come get on the pod.
I will laminate the picture I took of him when I went to Mexico City. He was flying on the same airplane as me, so me and my dad, we were able to take a picture. So I still have that picture. So I will laminate it, Piojo, if you win the title, and then put it on my wall somewhere.
Dope.
Maybe
That's dope, man. That you saw him.
yeah, he's as small as you would imagine. So win the title, I'll laminate you, and you can go next to Spider-Man. So
So
that's see, not all heroes wear cape or tights.
capes with tights.
Yeah, sometimes they're short Mexicans that feel passion for the game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, real passion. Passion is good. Passion's fun.
It is, especially when your manager can display it on the pitch.
So
Definitely. So quick shout out to the group chat again, right here. They said is I'm sorry, it's Alex Francia. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Alex Francia, who comments, is anyone else glad that we found a true penalty taker? My goodness, we used to be so terrible at penalties. And granted to him, yes, we were. And Christian comes to comment, yes, I am. Before I wouldn't celebrate a PK. And I think that's all of us. I think all of
yeah,
I will put it down. At one point, I said, "Don't give me a penalty. I'd rather we take a corner or something. I don't like it." Um, but I mean, the fact that you have someone like Jeremy Menace who can take a penalty and such a cool, calm demeanor to his penalties as well. He kind of gives you that kind of calmness that that is just great to have. We haven't had a player like that in forever.
yeah. It'd be nice to have a second one just in case. But having Mendes the way he see and take penalties, it's great. Now it's really fun to watch that.
Maybe Marchesín. I mean, he wants to take the free kicks already.
Yeah, I mean, maybe March should come up. Then that's a pretty long run back. If anything were to happen,
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it.
yeah, he'll probably tackle somebody first.
Yeah, yeah. He's such a smart player, but he's such an aggressive player too. That you can see him doing that. You can definitely see
Yeah,
him doing that.
it's crazy,
But
man. Shout out to you, March. Seeing I'm still waiting for you to give me your jersey.
yeah, I think me and you both, my friend, me and you both, as I'm pretty sure a long list of goalkeepers that go from America. So,
Mm.
who knows? Marchesín, maybe start printing your jerseys a little bit more because it's so hard to find them. It's so hard to find a goalkeeper jersey, especially an America jersey.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous, man. And I really wish they would sell them just at ease too. Just like you click it. I mean, it's not like you go to like like your favorite soccer store and you're like, oh, let me go get a goalkeeper jersey. I'm like, you have to go and like search for that thing. Like it
Yeah,
takes work.
you got to go to the dark web just to try to find a freaking Marchesín jersey. People, that should not be a thing because look, let me tell you, I think goalkeepers do not get enough love in the sense that you're kind of limited to kind of what the equipment comes out because if you're a professional goalkeeper, of course not, because that's your job. They kind of have to provide you with this kind of stuff. But for example, as a fan or as someone that just wants to play casually, you try to go find your favorite team's goalkeeper jersey. You can't access it to it quickly. Imagine if you're a Toros Nesa fan that wants a goalkeeper jersey. You're not probably gonna find that. You're and it's just difficult and kind of you can find the bigger name brands, Adidas, Nike, Pumas, but even then they're kind of so limited too. I mean, maybe you want a certain color you saw on TV, but guess what, they only have green and yellow, so I mean, you're kind of limited to what you have, unfortunately. And they've gotten better with access to goalkeeper gloves and stuff like that. But I think now it's kind of getting more of the other equipment, like the jerseys, like the pants, the shorts. Because sometimes you want matching shorts with your shirt. Guess what? You know how hard it is to find that. I
Dude,
mean,
yes.
it's difficult. It's ridiculously difficult. I don't think it should be like that. But maybe that's for another day to rant about on our new podcast called Goalkeeper Today. We're gonna be talking about all the things wrong in the United States for goalkeepers. So stay tuned for that. But if we're talking back a little bit more about America, I guess really just wrap up the show with we have a pretty good mindset, a pretty good spirit going into this semifinal.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, do you see the team the way the Pumas did? I mean, everything's going off, man. Everything's connecting, everything's in sync, and it's just a matter of taking it out and still going with it forward to the next series with Santos.
Yeah, even if even if this is just a wave, let's ride it. Let's ride it until, let's say, it gets us to the final, and then keep going after that.
Let's just ride it until the end of time, and we'll just repeat.
Exactly. For legal purposes, we cannot say from what song that is because we will get copyrighted. But is that even from a song? I was just making that up.
No, I have no idea. I was like, what song is he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe I'm just making things up. Either way, I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else you want to add on?
Oh man, we covered everything. We're feeling good, so
We're
yeah, no.
feeling good. And hopefully we'll be looking good come Thursday afterwards. And make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter because, like I said, we're gonna have you guys covered with all of that coverage. Again, it's 5:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Central time, 8 o'clock, 8:30 Eastern time. Excuse me for kind of the brain fart for the moment. It will be a very interesting matchup, and then of course Sunday night at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Central time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Will definitely be a good way to celebrate Mother's Day. So let's see what happens. So shout out to all our Americanista moms out there holding the fort down. We know we love you. We know you guys do the most around the house, and we appreciate that. So shout out to you, Americanista moms. And of course to the non-Americanista
Yeah,
moms too, because
big shout out.
there's more non-Americanista moms than there are Americanistas, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, my mom just sits there and like watches me like watch soccer, and she doesn't know what's going on. So my mom's not a soccer fan. So
So shout out to the moms, and we'll probably give them another shout out come next podcast. So I think that wraps it up. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the show. It's been episode 19 of the Eagle Eye podcast. As always, we appreciate you guys' support. The community is growing, and we love to see that. We love interacting with you guys. Shoot us a DM or shoot us a tweet. We'll always respond. We'll always do our best to kind of get contact with you guys, and come join us in the group chat whenever we do a live show. It's like you guys see, it's always fun to bounce off your guys' ideas and your guys' comments. It makes it feel like you're here with us, and ultimately, that's kind of the goal and the objective. So again, thank you, Dylan, for coming out tonight, and again being the best co-host I could ever ask for.
no problem, man. Next time you see me, I won't even be in this room, and I probably won't be in this room for a while too.
That's right. Summer vacation. Shout out to all your students out there who are going to be enjoying summer vacation soon as well. Go get yourselves that nice, pretty little tan, and get yourself nice and golden for the winter.
Nice and golden. I'm pretty brown already as it is.
Don't worry. I'm pretty sure there's a golden brown somewhere in this universe, and maybe you'll be the first one to achieve it.
Probably. That's what I'm hoping for. So that's what I'm gonna go for. That's what I'm gonna strive for this summer. Find a new color.
Alrighty. So make sure you guys head down to the beach. And if you guys do, make sure you guys take us with you, because you guys can always listen to us on SoundCloud and iTunes. So make sure you guys do subscribe to those platforms as well. We'll always be in your pocket and always be ready to talk to you. So with that said, it's been episode 19. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. As always, let's hope for a great result. Let's keep the momentum going. And like I always say, Arriba la America. So until next time, guys, we'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. And until next time, take care. Arriba la America.